Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love, to Astro Fenixx, flying into the moment yet again and radiating love as always. Welcome to the daily oracle card message for today, September 9th of 2019, 9/9/2019. Let's see what we have going on for you guys today. I'm using the same deck I used yesterday, the Sacred Traveler's Oracle card deck. These cards are a little bit difficult to shuffle like that. The cardstock, well, honestly, the cardstock on these cards is a really good quality. But anyways, yeah, let's see what we have going on today. Building up to this full moon in Pisces, which I believe is on Friday the 13th. A full moon in Pisces on Friday the 13th is going to be a super intense day. So let's see what's going on for you all on Monday, start of the work week. All right. Cut the deck. Let's see what we got here. Wow, this is actually funny. This is actually the cover art for the tarot cards. Surrendering to the journey. Release control. Yeah, you know what's funny about this card too? Because I can just check real quickly. The moon actually at this current moment is actually in Capricorn right now and still making a trine over to Venus, even though Venus is at 23 degrees. And Capricorn is definitely a sign of wanting to control things, but considering all this retrograde energy that the moon just crossed over in Capricorn, now it's about to go into Aquarius. For us to get the card of relinquishing control and just actually just surrendering to the journey is super powerful, because we're kind of in the state where we don't necessarily want to give up control. We want to try and control an outcome. We want to guarantee an outcome before something has happened. And what does this do? This causes stress. This causes anxiety. This whole worrying about the future and trying to guarantee outcomes instead of just surrendering to the totality of the journey. And, you know, we can get so fixated on a dream, an ideal, or a goal, and it 99.999% of the time, it doesn't really manifest that way. It's usually a tweet or something else happens, and we have to just learn how to go with the flow. I mean, we can just look at this card real quick. You see that this individual, she's on this nice boat with the lamp there. You have the moon in the background, beautiful colors and stuff. But it's like a lot of times what happens is that there are adventures and great treks that we will miss by trying to keep things a certain way and not surrendering to the journey. And guys, this is Virgo season. This is mutable Earth. This is our reality shifting and changing. Yeah, reality is slapping us and staring us straight into the soul. But with all this mutable energy right now, with all the Virgo energy, with Jupiter and Sagittarius, with Neptune retrograde and Pisces, like there's a lot of mutable energy right now. Sure, we have some cardinal energy with the Capricorn and the air, with the Aries, and all these things are moving into Libra soon. And of course, we have the North Node in Cancer, but there's a lot of mutable energy right now. There's a lot of adaptability, being able to adapt to our surroundings, changeability, molding, alchemy. So, this is certainly a day where you want to sort of just relinquish control and do your best to not try and guarantee outcomes. That'd be like me trying to roll this dice and trying to that'd be like me trying to drop this dice and almost trying to drop it so close to the table to where it lands on a certain thing. But, you can't do that. And sometimes you got to understand that life is a gamble. And when you gamble, it's like you can't try and, you can fix things, but it doesn't really provide for the spice of life. And actually, before I even roll this, I want to actually make a note of this. I didn't actually watch this episode, but my dad told me about it. But there was a Twilight episode of where this individual pretty much would gamble and he could never lose. And he could never lose. And that was like almost like his form of hell. At first, he didn't realize it, but he was always winning. He would get all the beautiful girls, he would get all the money. But then it got to the point where it started to numb him, where he would always win. He would always win. Then it turns out that sometime in the episode, he met the devil or the demon, whatever, and they pretty much told him, like, yeah, you're never going to lose. And you're going to be doing this forever. Like, you're going to gamble and you're going to win forever, indefinitely. And that was like, that was hell for him. I'd imagine that'd be hell for anybody. So it's like sometimes when we're in those negative states and we're in those like not so rosy, like rose tinted states, you know, it's easy to try and like dream and sort of put ourselves in this like illusion that if we won more, we'd be happy more. And there's an element of truth to that, but it's not the totality of the truth. Those wins are only as sweet as they are because you fought for it and you've had losses, you've had difficulties, you have challenges, you've had doubts. But if you constantly win and that's all you do, then you're not going to really appreciate what you really have. So that's why we need to relinquish control and surrender to the journey. That's kind of funny, actually. I got Taurus, 5th house, Mercury. So this is all about communicating our self-worth and value, communicating the love that we have for ourselves. And this is really about, you going within, realizing that you are worthy, that you are valuable. And when you express that love, especially for yourself, this will be a good day to really kind of look in the mirror and just tell yourself how much of a badass you are. And this isn't very much. I mean, yeah, Taurus is a fixed energy, but this is definitely this whole like in congruence with this releasing control thing. It's like the only thing that you really can control in this day is how you treat yourself and how you react to yourself and how you care about yourself. So disregarding the outside and external reality and the outside external world, what you can control is what you think about yourself, what you think about your truth and your worth and your value and the unconditional love that you have for yourself, and how sturdy and how strong that is, irregardless of what's going on around you. This is Mercury 5th house Taurus is a very sturdy communication with oneself about this deeper love that we have. On the flip side, though, like the not so bright side of it, this could be someone who has an incredibly low self-esteem and it feels like the ground is always shaking, like they feel like they can never get their footing. So, and there's an element of surrendering in these moments where we feel like things are kind of shaking beneath us and we're trying to communicate our worth and our value to ourselves, but it's not quite matching up and we feel like things are kind of shaking. This is going to be a moment where you don't want to try and just hold things together. You want to just surrender to the journey. Because if you try and just hold things together, even if things are just completely shaking around, it's like a deck of cards falling and trying to like hold them so they don't fall. But you have to just let it fall. Because honestly, if you try and just grab the deck of cards or the tower of cards and you try to keep it from falling, more than likely that's going to make it fall faster. So releasing control today, realizing that we are worthy of the love to give to ourselves, and realizing that when we provide that unconditional love to ourselves and we realize how much of an awesome badass we really are and how truly connected we are to the source, we can make it through anything. We're going to take L's, we're going to take W's, and it's about appreciating the full scope of the journey. I'm glad you made it too, Willow. Thank you so much for joining. But anyways, that is it for this reading. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you would like a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to astrofenixx.com. And as always, my beautiful brothers and sisters, always remember to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often.